September the 6th at the Agora on this leg of their tour. You can go to axs.com for all the details. Tickets info, all that. Caller 10, these are yours. 2 for Skillet. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Some things are too good to be true. This thing is too true to be good.
The Alan Cox Show.
True that.
On 100.7 WMMS.
Oh, boy. Burp. Hey, if you listen to us on iHeartRadio, on the app from out of state, tell me where. We have a lot of bureau chiefs in the great state of Alaska, by the way. We have, who do we have? We have Jeff in Palmer, Alaska. We have Kalen in Juneau. We have Andrew in Cooper Landing. And it's another bad week for Alaska Airlines. Have you ever taken Alaska Airlines?
I think I took it
take
to
it every day.
Seattle or something.
Yeah, I've taken it before, too. I think we
never.
went to L.A. years ago or something. A San Francisco flight that was set to go to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, which is not a long trip. But Jackson Hole, you know, those smaller kind of out-of-the-way airports where the topography is weird, can be rough landing. If you've ever flown into Reno, Nevada, you will crap your pants 3 times before that plane stops because it's such a weird, small area to get into, and the wind, the air is strange, whatever they say, right? Well, they had to reroute this particular flight to Salt Lake City because the pilot got on the intercom and said that he wasn't qualified to land in Jackson Hole. This guy's like, yeah, he didn't really elaborate, but he said, I don't have the proper qualifications to land in Jackson Hole, so we need to divert to Salt Lake City where I know how to land there. And boy, that's got to be fun. If it's not problems with the plane itself, now it's problems with the pilots. Boy, those pilot staffs must be getting pretty thin. If they're like, oh, you're gonna.
Well, Jackson Hole.
I can't land in Jackson Hole. I'm not. I don't know how to land there. Boy, ISIS is making a comeback, aren't they? He goes, I don't know how to land this plane, so we have to go all the way to Salt Lake City. And then it sat on the tarmac for 90 minutes while they were waiting for a new pilot.
Jackson Hole's a really uppity area.
Of course,
Like
it's
ski
very hoity-toity.
resorts and all that. So maybe
Yes.
that's what he meant. Was like, my dad doesn't own a Fortune 500 company.
Oh, is that
so
what it is?
I don't have the qualifications to even be in Jackson Hole,
Right.
let alone come into this airport.
The Cheney family found out that I was going to land here, and I was not a legacy student at an Ivy League college. That kind of thing.
Yes.
Understood. Well, like I said, they didn't elaborate, so you might be onto something. But yeah, you know, it wasn't that long ago that American Airlines had a flight going to Hawaii that they determined later on the airplane wasn't qualified for over-water operations. So, you know, I've never been to Hawaii, but everybody I know has at least once. I'm hoping to join their ranks someday. Mary's been there.
Show trip.
Let's do it.
As I understand it, that flight to Hawaii is mostly over water.
Correct.
That's a lot of over water operation.
Takes you like 4 hours to get to the West Coast, and then it's 8 hours over the water.
Yeah.
Let's do a show trip to Hawaii, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Captain speaking. I just realized we have 8 hours to Maui.
Just shut up and fly the plane.
And this plane is not qualified for over-water operations. And I'm not qualified to land in Maui. So we're going to divert. We're going to turn back to LAX, and we're going to divert to Atlanta Jackson.
What's divert mean?
Means we're going to turn the plane around. And,
Is that a soul
I'm
group
sorry.
from the 70s?
I'm sorry, sir. You're thinking of Levert.
Oh, okay.
we're going to divert this plane back to...
Usually the captain can't hear me when I'm talking to him.
It's a very small plane. I have very good hearing. So, I don't know how to land this plane. So, anyway, it'll be a little bit longer. Please ask your flight attendant.
Wait, you don't know how to land the plane at all?
No, I don't know how to land a plane at all. I'm sorry.
How'd you get this job?
My dad went to same flight school as some
You
other.
like an Australian breakdancer?
My dad went to Embry-Riddle, and I got in as a legacy student. And, anywho, we're going to get back on the tarmac shortly and get you a pilot that can drop you off there in Maui. So ask your flight attendant for more pretzels, chips, whatever it is. We got salty and sweet. Take credit cards. And wave you on the ground in no time. That's okay. Anywho, that whole thing. They had to sit there and wait until they could find themselves somebody to
Sum Ting Wong,
land the plane.
Wee Tu Lo, Ho Li Fook, and Bang Ding Ao.
Where are those guys when you need them? Where are those pilots? What happened to Bang Ding Ao?
Bang, ding, yeah.
Was he investigated by the FAA and determined to be?
Weren't those bad pilots anyway?
They were bad pilots. Yes, that's Bang Ding Ao.
Sum Ting Wong, Wee Tu Lo, Ho Li Fook, and Bang Ding Ao.
God, that's still one of the best moments in news history.
Holy fook. That was the Asiana airline crash in 2012.
Like, super sad, but like that moment, that they ran with it.
Yep. 2012, there was an intern. Imagine it's your summer internship. You want to work in television, and, it's a high-pressure situation. You're trying to be the first person on the air with this information, and a summer intern working at the NTSB called in that information saying that it had been confirmed. They called a San Francisco television station, and that intern with the NTSB and 3 of the producers from the television station were all fired because there's no wiping that egg off your face. But it happens, you get through. Years ago, Bill O'Reilly was digging into his bag, reading some mail, and he said, here's a letter from Jack Mehofer. And, Colbert did it, when he used to do the Colbert Report. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Pre-late night show. He had a whole thing where he was taking
care of business.
He's taking care of
Every
business,
day.
but he was taking donations from people for some charity organization.
Arab American viewer, suck my deek. I trust I'm pronouncing that correctly. You've made your parents proud. Your father, Lika Madik, and your mother, who still goes by her maiden name, Munch Makuchi.
Oh, boy. Come on. Munch Makuchi. It happens. What are you going to do? It's like Henry, what's his name? What was the guy with the TV weatherman? He's still out there. He's at KTLA. And he was reading off the names.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember their names, but it was, what was the funny one?
It was,
Chris P. Bacon?
No,
No,
not
no.
Chris P. Bacon. This guy, Hugh Jass or something like that. Hugh
Yeah.
Jorgen or...
Yeah.
Where is that? I still have it. Oh, God.
It's not in the fake name realm, but there's this meteorologist that I follow on social media where people will give him song lyrics to
And he
work
works
into
I've
his
seen.
weather reports, and he does it, and it is the best thing I've ever seen. I love it so much. It's like silly and harmless, but like the other day
And he does a good job of
he does
incorporating it.
Such a good job that like if you're watching it, you might be like, oh, that's kind of a weird way to describe a weather pattern. But like he worked in like Forgot About Dre lyrics. Like,
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Christy and Joe Horton, 9th anniversary, and Hugh Janus,
Hugh Janus.
turning 10. We'd mentioned.
I'm sorry.
What?
Sorry. It's one of those. It's one of those.
I totally fell for it, didn't I?
I think it was a trick. I think it was.
You're right.
I think it was a trick name.
You're right. I think you're right.
Yeah, well. Rest assured, that'll never happen to us here on the Alan Cox Show because we have a crack squad of fact checkers. Remember right after 9/11, they had Robert De Niro come in and do a bit on SNL where he was supposedly working for Homeland Security. And he's like, these are the terrorists to be on the lookout. Tough, too, when you're trying to nail the names, and you're just reading them off a cue card.
Yeah.
You've done the dress rehearsal, but
It's funny, though.
under the bright lights of live television, who knows what's going to happen? Hugh Janus. Yeah. Thank you. Al, not a lighthearted story, but did you see the plane that went down in Brazil? Yeah.
Yeah, that was
sucked.
terrifying.
Just fell out of the sky.
Yeah.
Only 16 people, though, right?
62 people.
Oh, 62.
Yeah,
Why?
I think
Is
every
it
one of
just
them
a
died.
Smaller plane?
Huh?
What? It's just a smaller plane, or was it an empty flight? I didn't read too much into it.
No, I think 62 people died.
I know,
what
but I'm
read.
saying it wasn't like a big commercial 300-seat plane. Or
No,
were there
no, I don't-
only
no, I don't-
62 people on.
I don't think it was a huge plane like that.
Okay. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It's just the footage is so eerie.
It looks fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, it still had wings. Like, how did it just, like, stop? Just goes.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, it was you flying, huh?
attention to C-29F. We've got one person on the plane today. It's his private plane. He's a lottery-winning douchebag who nobody wants to talk to.
Just shut up and fly the plane.
I'd like to say goodbye to my wife and my children. I'm going to send this plane.
This one I killed Pound Cake.
Yeah.
After he won the lottery.
For real, it's like that.
Oh, doing the Lord's work.
I would murder us both. It's like that, though.
Oh, my
you would've
God.
crashed the plane,
Yes.
though.
So
I
funny.
would murder us.
As it turned out, he murdered himself. But, I don't understand what the big push is, by the way. I saw this last week. I don't understand what the big push is for retail drone delivery. With as many
don't wanna
firearms as
pay
there are in
people.
this country, I don't get it. And now these stories are all out of Florida, but it could be anywhere. There's no shortage of people. If you've ever lived in Florida, we have a lot of bureau chiefs down there who can attest. But even just visiting, no shortage of people who will shoot anything on, above, around their property. And it's a state full of retired boomers who are all twisted up and confused. They have no idea now what's real and what isn't. And they're all armed. And they can't see very well. And they can't hear very well. This dude in Florida, 72-year-old guy, shoots down a Walmart delivery drone because he thought he was under surveillance. Like they're keeping tabs on 72-year-olds. And so, there's a lot. Walmart's not alone. They might be one of the biggest ones. But there are a lot of companies that are like testing these retail drones. And I don't understand the point. You're going to lose so much machinery with dudes with shotguns shooting these things out of the sky. I don't understand it. They, obviously they're not Walmart drones. They subcontract to some company. But whoever that company is, they're either going to stop operating in some states. Florida being an egregious example, obviously. But everybody in this country's armed. What state is this going to work in, by the way? Where they're like, I shot another one down. Whether it's something, this guy who's thinking that people are following him, or could just be a little stinker up to no good who's just, pranking Walmart and shooting him out of the sky. And they arrested the guy. He copped to it. But they're like, boy, a lot of these companies, they didn't foresee things like this. You didn't? You didn't foresee in the United States drones getting shot out of the sky by people in their front yard who think the government is putting, nanobots in their vaccines. You didn't think those people were going to shoot these out of the sky. $2,500 worth of damage this guy did. Because he's got bullet holes now in this drone. And these are not small things. You know, if they're going to carry, these are still largely, if you'll pardon the pun, pilot programs. But, you know, for Walmart, Amazon does it. You know, you need a big piece of machinery to deliver a package or a bag of some stuff. So these are not like tiny little fun consumer drones.
They're little helicopters.
They're like aircraft. Yeah. So imagine you're somebody on this guy's street and you're having something delivered by Walmart drone, and then your neighbor down the street shoots it out of the sky because he was convinced that they're keeping tabs on him.
Those are my oranges, Tom. Come on, man.
Come on,
trying to keep more fresh fruit in the house.
Uh-huh.
Can't keep doing this to me, dude.
Yeah.
How do you want your orange juice? Pulp or no pulp?
Yeah. That's what it is. Shot it down. 72-year-old Dennis Wynn. He said he had prior experience with drones, whatever the hell that means, and believed that he was being surveilled. He tried to shoo the drone away, and then when this didn't work, he went inside to his home to retrieve his gun from a safe and shot the drone, which was 75 feet up in the air at the time.
Nice.
Shot it out of the sky.
New Olympics event.
Drone shooting.
Drone shooting.
Yep.
Get America back on top for shooting events. Can't believe we're last.
I know. How does that happen? Well, because in this country, we tend to fire wildly.
Yeah.
So when you need real precision, that might not be our area of expertise. By the way, and I really did not, and I certainly hope it's not a knock on my patriotism, but I really did not pay attention to the Olympics much more than whatever the viral clips were. That poor girl in Australia who was
Poor girl? You mean the best thing that's ever happened to the Olympics?
Alleged breakdancer or whatever.
It was pretty cool to watch.
It was so funny.
It was fine, but it looked like a goof. Like, you know.
Yeah, but it's hilarious and it's great. And it made me so happy. And it's basically a Bob's Burger episode.
Yeah. But also, you know, I heard them talking about in our sports report and things like that about Team USA in men's basketball taking the gold. And, I mean, God bless those guys. But was that ever in question?
No, but it's not a given like it used to be because the rest of the world has caught up in basketball.
There are French players as good as LeBron and Steph Curry?
Wemby, yeah. Wemby's incredible.
Oh, he was playing for Team France.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, there's several NBA players, and then also they you know, they're playing their asses off. They had the home court advantage because it's in Paris.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, they still handle them, but their international basketball is very good.
Okay. Well, good for them then.
I mean, I watched the game, and I don't think France led after like the first quarter, but
I just saw Steph Curry Steph Curry towards the end, and it was inhuman what that guy was doing.
Yeah, he just kept throwing. I was like, okay, he doesn't just do this against the Cavs. He does it against other teams.
Against everybody.
Yeah.
If you can do it, you'll do it every chance you get.
It was fun to watch.
Oh. I'm going to take a break. I will have tickets for you to join us a week from Saturday. We're going out on the Good Time 3 for the Alan Cox Show cruise. Captain Fun's Floating Fandango. All of the tickets we sold are gone, so you've got to win them. So I'll have a pair for you coming back. It's all brought to you by Circle K. I will be out at the Circle K this coming Saturday from 11 to 1, Fairview Park on Lorraine, with more tickets for you to win, but we'll do a pair next. 35192. Want to text me for anything else.
The Alan Cox Show.
On our free iHeartRadio app and your favorite smart